It is Dizzy. I am at the farm. I am in my hay stall. And as you can see, the floor is, for all intents and purposes, done. The only place that it's not done is right here. And the reason it's not done there is because there's a leak in the roof right there. I don't have what I need to fix that, nor do I have the skills. What I do have is I have a tarp. I am going to be bringing that out. Tarp that I don't need. It's an old tarp, but it's not leaking. And I am going to use that to stop that leak. And of course, because of the leak, it rotted the piece of OSB that was there. Also rotted part of this. What I'm going to have to do, I'm not doing it right now because my saw's not here and I need to find what I have for scraps of OSB. I will be, once I get that patched up, I will be getting this up and I will be cutting where it's messed up and using the scraps to fill in. Don't know what, I know there's a piece out here, I'll show you that in a minute. But this was not easy, it's not perfect. Floor is, I don't know if it's just overlapping here or what, but maybe don't have that in quite where it belongs. But I can look at that later. And when I got to putting down the pieces of deck in this area, I realized that even though it looked like it was level, it wasn't. This was definitely lower here than it was here. So I had some scraps of plywood. I put them down underneath of there, and with them down, it meant that I was able to get the floor down the way it should be. It looks like it might be a little bit high here, or it could just because it's coming up. But that's done. This is the hay that I have left. I have let my hay guy know that the floor is done. I'd hoped to be able to get the hay today, but since it was so late by the time I got this done, I'm not staying around. Hay is all in the corner here where certain Bratty Pony can't get to it. And the hay, when I get it, will be on this end. So then that way it's definitely away from any water that's leaked. Now I still need to take and do something about this. I had needed the board that was there. And because it was thicker than what's there now. This will have to be cut down to size and see what I have to fill in at the top there. So that's done. One thing that I did find while I was cleaning under here, and I couldn't figure out at first what it was, I found 3 mummified rats. Basically just the skin and the bones. It took me a while to even figure out what I was looking at. It's like, they were nasty. But they've been tossed. So I've got to do that. And I do have 1 scrap of OSB there. Now I have, this will be going back in the hay stall. That's something that I'll be taking to Kentucky with me. My husband had been supposed to build me an outhouse years ago, and he never did. And I had bought this because I wanted that for the roof. So that's going to be going down to Kentucky with me, because when I get my permanent campsite, that's going to be using for the roof. And of course I need to get the piece of the chicken house that are going to be going down to Kentucky with me back in there. And while I did pick it up, the chickens definitely like where I put that, filled in that hole with the dirt. Had one did lay an egg in there. But that is where I am. Said I'm happy with the way this came out. And it definitely, when I finally get my own farm down in Kentucky, I like having a solid floor for a hay stall. This all has to come out too. These drawers were something that my late husband had had, and I've got camping supplies in them. I just need to figure out exactly how to put them. And they've just been living out here. But I like having the board floor. It's squeaking a little. It makes it nice and solid, makes it easier, I think, to store the hay. I had thought about getting the pieces of 1x2 and putting them down. I don't think I'm going to bother. The OSB should be good enough to keep it away from the pressure treated wood. And I am going to get going now. It's a nice day out. Callie and I are going to go canoeing, so I'll talk at you later.